green energy or energy policy in Taiwan. You were in Taiwan last week, right? So you experienced the incident. Okay.
Indeed.
What should we do? Any suggestions for our energy policy and any insights?
In the context of this incident in particular, this highlighted very clearly the nature of Taiwan's grid and the issues that it has, some of the main issues with Taiwan's power distribution network as well. The centralization of power distribution is a risk. It's a risk to business, and it could even be considered a security risk more generally for the country as well, given that you have a few very large power generating facilities, such as the Tartan facility in the center west of the country, which supply the entire grid effectively of the country. Diversification of these sources and a better spread of the grid and power generating sources would alleviate this problem, and that is likely to be something the government wants to move towards, and something that is advisable given the risks that business and more generally the country and its security face from the centralization of power in a few small production bases.
Do you think we would be able to avoid this kind of incident in the future if we apply those kind of policies?
Yes, it's possible, but these policies will take a great amount of investment as well. And this issue is intrinsically tied into the current market setup that the energy sector is in Taiwan. Taipower holds an effective monopoly over the energy sector in Taiwan, although there are moves now to break up its monopoly and encourage private sector actors to produce power as well. But what Taiwan will need to do really is reduce these disincentives to creating new power sources, these disincentives to moving towards green energy and other forms of energy, and moving towards purchasing power from private suppliers as well. Electricity and power more generally is very cheap in Taiwan, mainly because of the subsidies applied to the wholesale and retail electricity prices. And this is disincentivizing actors to become involved in the energy sector. This is a big problem.
The cases in European Union countries and the cases in United Kingdom or United States, are they facing the same difficulties as we do?
They share some similarities, sure, and it can be a constant struggle to try and diversify the sources of energy within a given country as well, so that you can have a competitive sector with low prices but does not require significant subsidies. But Taiwan is more centralized and consolidated in a single power provider than many other countries in Europe and America as well. So that is a big problem, yes.
So your privatization of that energy industry, do you think that's a solution?
It could be, yes. I mean, as I say, what we view, the Economist Intelligence views, as the biggest obstacle to changing the structure of power production and power supply in Taiwan is getting rid of these disincentives to other power suppliers. So effectively getting rid of the subsidies that are provided to consumers, which actually keep the power supply artificially low and discourage other private sector companies from becoming involved in power production because it's simply not profitable. This also disincentivizes companies from getting involved in co-production as well, having their own smaller power supply facilities as well, because the price of electricity is so cheap with these subsidies. So it is a big problem, and you can see distortions in the market as a result.